just love.
Hello guys, it's Mohsen here and welcome back to another special Ed Babu video, and thanks to my good friend Abiza for a great intro. I know he's still working on it, and yes guys, we finally made it to 10,000 subscribers, and thank you all. Without your support this wasn't possible, and that is why we are going to be doing part 1 of our great spin tutorial. And before we jump into that, I definitely not going for Archangel Q because, well, I have used around 3,000 cash and we didn't get a single piece. So let's jump into the tutorial. And for this tutorial, since I'm using Galaxy Q most of the time, I will be using this Q. But for you guys, it works on any Q. All you need to do is just practice. So guys, step 1 is definitely you only need to do practice and offline. That's why you can practice, and that's why it is called practice offline. In second step, you guys have to select any Q that you guys want. I am selecting Galaxy Q because this is the Q that I play most of the time, and this is the Q that I love, and it's a very powerful Q simply because of 9 of force and 9 of spin. So as you can see, every player has different play style. Everybody likes to practice different. So what I want you to do is select any area of the table which you feel comfortable. That's why I'm telling you that this is part 1 and we are going to be doing the basic tutorial. And as you can see, you have 4 types of shots. We already showed you the first one. We're going to call it a slow shot. Second is medium, third is fast, and the fourth is maximum. So you have 4 types of shots, and this is why you can practice with any cue you have to see how much power does it take for a cue ball to go. Because if you don't know the control of your cue ball, and if you don't know how to play with certain cues, then there is no way you are gonna learn the spin tutorial. There is no way you're gonna learn the spin. So that is why in part 1 we are doing something called cue control or cue ball control. As you can see, this white ball is called cue ball, and I have just placed it near the middle pocket, bottom middle pocket, and we are just aiming to see how many cushions does it touch if we use the fast speed shot. And it only touched twice and it came down to near the same position. Now we are going to be selecting maximum power to see what happens. We just fixed our aim. If you guys are having a problem in fixing this aim, so you can see there is a middle line on the left side, the white line, you guys can practice over here. And the next thing you need to do is to learn a cue control is to make sure how much power you can put the minimum maximum power, do not scratch. So you can see in slow shot we are definitely scratching with the Galaxy Q because it's definitely very powerful Q. So now we're gonna select 50% of the slow shot to see where the cue ball ends. So around 60% is safe. After 60% you will definitely scratch. And so you see we are gonna be trying one more time. This time we are selecting again. It's very hard to judge 50 or 60% at this time. So as you can see from the screenshot and from our play, that 60% is the safest position. And the next thing I want you guys to do is try not to scratch in a bank shot. You hit the rail or a top cushion, it's also called rail. So you select medium shot and see where the cue ball is going, and it will definitely scratch. So these are the different types of practices you can do. I mean, this is my style. I mean, I have seen a lot of spin tutorial on YouTube, and everybody has different style. And unfortunately, none of the spin tutorials contain the basic training, which is the cue ball training and how to control the white ball. If you can't control the white ball, you will definitely fail to control the spin. So that is why we are doing the basic training. I'm just showing you a few ideas. I know there are a lot of different ways different players do practice, and this is what I did 2 or 3 years ago when I started playing. And yes, I did watch spin tutorials on YouTube. And there is one more thing, guys. whenever you're applying, this is the tip from me, whenever you're applying with somebody, make sure to look at the top right side of the screen where the white ball is with the red dot, to make sure whenever a player is playing, and you definitely should check out which spin he is using, so you can also learn from every single gameplay. And as you can see, before we were only practicing on the middle to top to bottom pockets, now we are using right to left side, and we are going to be doing the practice of calling cue control, the basic training to make sure from one corner to the other corner how much power does it take to reach. So we just used a slow shot, the first bar of the power, and now we are going to be trying a little bit less. So we are just going from one dot to another dot. We're not going to be doing any breaks, and this is just a basic tutorial, guys. This is the basic step. This is the first step in training. And again, we are gonna select 80% or 90% power, and look at this, guys. So it takes about 80 to 90% of power for Galaxy Q to reach from one corner to the other corner. Now let's try one more time. Again, I have a difficulty because I'm a left-handed, so it's difficult for me to put the ball. So if you are having a difficulty, you can place the ball on the right side and do the practice on going to the left side. It works both ways, guys. Now we are selecting 70% power, and nope, 70% does not reach. It does reach near the green. So this is how you can do it. We are gonna again try, and you see, guys, that's the reason I'm doing now. I know a lot of you are going to be having questions that why this is the part 1 and when is going to be the part 2, because, guys, spin tutorial is impossible to be put in a single video. I mean, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot of different styles, a lot of different spins, and that is why I decided to put this in part 1. And in part 2, we are gonna go one step further into actually introducing the spin with again a cue control. And in part 3 and maybe part 4, I will definitely explain some of my shots that I played during the gameplay, and I will tell you guys why I selected that type of a spin. Because you see, guys, spin is now natural to me. I mean, I don't have to practice every day just to learn a spin. No, because I'm playing every day. And this is how you become expert, when you keep playing and keep using certain spin. And I know a lot of you are confused with the right and left spin, and you see now I'm doing from bottom left pocket to the top right pocket. This is very, very important, guys. You need to learn the cue control, because sometimes you'll be faced during the gameplay, you will be faced to play a safety shot, or you are snookered and you need to go from one point to another point. So if you guys know the control of your cue ball, if you guys have learned that, if you guys have been practice, you will definitely not disappoint and actually get some positive results. And that's the basic idea. I mean, if you guys think that you will learn spin in one video in one day, it's impossible, guys. You are mistaken. It took me a lot of time, and for some people it takes months, for some people it takes years, but definitely not in days. It's not that easy. And for me, sometimes when I'm playing, I use my experience and my knowledge to try to come up or get close to the next ball. If we are, for example, if we are on the right side, we go onto the left side. And so I'm just showing you guys that any cue you have, it's possible to play. Just practice with that cue. And I know a lot of you have complained to me that you're not playing good and you keep swapping the cues. I mean, you need to practice with one cue and get used to it, so you can actually win some games and win some coins. That's the thing, guys. I know cue swap challenges, swapping cues every single shot, every single game, yeah, it's an art, but it's sometimes you pay the price by losing the game because of different powers and spin or extra times or force in each cue. Every cue is different. Just put some time, put some effort, and dedicate yourself that you are gonna learn. It's not easy, guys, and it's also not hard. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to learn, you can learn anything with the right amount of practice and right amount of time. Everything comes naturally, guys. It takes time, but you will definitely learn. So you see, every cue is different. I'm just trying different cues. I didn't play for a long time with the gold cue. I think I did a video, and you can see from the screenshot we did play with the gold cue. So that's why I'm telling you guys, try different cues, try different positions. And this is another challenge I saw in one of the videos on YouTube. Just play a slow shot and put the cue ball behind the cluster, but don't disturb the cluster. If you disturb the cluster, you have to restart. So we are very close to reaching the cluster. And now let me select the galaxy cue, and I'm going to try this again. In the middle pocket, you just aim it to make sure you go behind the cluster. And let's see, we're going to play a slow shot, 90% power, and bang, right there. You see guys, this is, you can practice, there are so many different practices. Just search on YouTube, watch how other players are playing, and the best way to learn from your mistake is you record your gameplay and you watch it later. And this is how I actually learn. I used to watch videos on YouTube and see why I keep rewinding, keep seeing the same shot, as to why my opponent plays a certain shot and how did he use that spin. And so you can watch and learn, guys. There are a lot of good videos on YouTube. So with the right amount of practice, right amount of watching, and make sure you're not distracted and you're alone in the room, everything is good. And I will definitely upload part 2, and we are definitely going further into actually introducing both forward and back spin alongside the side spin. So I hope you enjoyed this part, and definitely give a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in part 2. And take care guys, and thank you once again for 10,000 subscribers. Have a nice day and peace out.